This time the quick speed shop, check it out. I'm like Bob Ross, I got a happy little Jeep and I'm painting them red. Bam. I'm a professional, don't try this at home. Okay, bam, here we go. I'm going to be working back on the red Jeep today. And I can see that I went and I scuffed. I put the first coat of red paint on, and then I just went out and I went and I scuffed it some Scotch-Brite just so I could, because it's been a few days, I want the second coat to stick real good. I also went and Scotch-Brited the cowl and the primer and everything on here. So I'm going to paint the cowl and all that, and the doors again, and put another second coat on it. So I think I'll set you up on the time lapse here, and I'll paint away. So I got the first coat of paint on the cowl here, and what I got to do now is just go around and hit the doors while this is drying, and while this is still tacky, I'm going to try to slide another coat on it. Now it's not bad. I mean, the foam brushes, you're going to see the brush strokes, but from over here, you know, get a few feet away, it looks shiny red. It's all I really care about is making it look good. Like I can see some brush strokes up on the roof there from before. Actually got a run there, but I'm just trying to make it look shiny red. This will protect the body, and if I ever decide to paint this the right way down the road, I can just, you know, sandblast it or grind all this paint off. But this is just to protect it and get some oil-based enamel on it to keep it looking good. Already redid this door over here. Second coat on there, looking good. So I'm just going to let her tack up and try to get any runs out of it with the brush that I can, and just get this on here. Then the only thing I got to do is make a new piece of metal over the windshield for the top of that, and be able to stick the glass back in it, and this thing will be ready to rock and roll. Alright, bam, the paint is drying here. It looks pretty good. It's got about the same amount of brush strokes and sags and stuff in it as the rest of the Jeep does, so it's a good 5-footer. But I got around the logo real good, and I just kind of left it down at the bottom where it's all rotted. I got to cut that out eventually. But it looks pretty good. You know, this is just preservation of this thing. It's not like a restoration, just trying to keep it going. But now it looks nice and shiny and red over here. And it'll be good enough for puttering around the farm. And I left some of this original logo here exposed. Ah, there's a sag there. I don't like that. Anyways, that'll get covered up with some logo action. I'll get the logo painted back on here, get all this painted up on the other side, and it'll cover it up. I just put a coat of paint on here where the registration numbers are. They're kind of still bleeding through. I'm going to have them touch that up there too. This thing is like a good 5-footer. It's good enough. I mean, it's full of dents, full of waves, dents, wrinkles. I mean, this is the first time the thing's been inside, well, not being used since like 2016 was the last time the thing sat outside and really got run. I've driven it around here, taken to a show or so and fixed it all up, but hopefully I get the glass back in it. I can use it a little bit more. I can be outside a little bit more and clean all the junk off the flatbed down and put all that away. Then I'll be using it around my house. It's got trailer hitches front and rear. It's 4-wheel drive. I can use it to do a lot of stuff. This paint I got at some like auction or estate sale or something. The paint is like 15, 20 years old. It was getting to be the bottom of the barrel, but I got enough on there to, it's all up in there now, so looking good. Alright, so I'm back down here in the pole barn. I got to take the Model A hot rod shop truck and move it over here because over here in this spot I'm going to put my F250 in here for the winter, my blue and white 77 Ford. So I want to take the truck here and skirt it around over here in front of the Mercury and just kind of put it up by the wall. So I'm going to jack the back up. I got some skates over there. I'm going to jack the back up, put them on skates. I found it's easier to push some of these cars by yourself if you use the front tires to steer and just put the rear on some skates. So let me jack her up. We'll put her on skates and then see if I can push it around. Now, see how this... Come on, come on. Need a little more space here. Well, that'll be good there. I'll clear this stuff out so I got a walkway. I'm just going to leave it up on the skates for now in case I got to push it around a little bit later. The Mercury's going to be going out in a little bit when I get the red Jeep back in here, and then that should fit in there, no problem. But this will open up a nice spot. I'll put the F250 over here, tied up against the Eagle. So it's probably in like the, I don't know, high 20s, about 30. So the F250 and started up in a couple weeks. We'll do some cold start action. I'll set the camera up by the duals. We'll listen to that 460, make some sweet music through them dual exhaust, and we'll fire it up and bring it down around here through the snow and pull up in here and put her in the pole barn. So here we go. Well, cold-blooded here. There we go. Bam. Believe it or not, this truck was in a movie in 2010. The movie The Hammer was about Matt the Hammer Hamill, Ultimate Fighter, and this F250 was in the movie. It was the grandfather's truck, and Raymond J. Barry here drove it. He's a famous actor. He's been an actor for years. You look him up. He drove the truck. Russell Harvard was the guy that played Matt Hamill, and then Susan Gibney, she played the mother. But they used this truck in a bunch of scenes. It's actually on the back of the DVD for the movie. The truck looked a little bit different then. It had an aftermarket dual wheel package on it with some fiberglass fenders and stainless steel dual bud wheel covers and stuff on it. It had a visor on it. I took some of that stuff off. The fenders are cracked and the tires are dry rotted, and I put it back to originally. This truck was never a dually originally, so I fixed the box but got rid of it. I sold all the parts. But if you go watch that movie, the Hammer, you'll see this truck in there in a bunch of scenes. I had it all rubbed out. It was like, looked super good. But it was about 10 years ago, and it's a little rough around the edges now, but eventually I want to get this thing, take it apart, clean it up, paint the whole truck, and make it nice again. But in the meantime, we're going to throw it down to the pole barn. on, man, don't fail me now. So there we go, I got the F250 pulled out in here. I got to put a tarp under there because the tranny leaks real bad. I got to get that out hopefully this coming year. I think the front end seal's leaking. I like to put a shift kit in it and just seal it up and get it good. So hopefully I'll be working on this in the spring. I had to do rear brakes, front brake hoses, pads, shoes on the back, get the tranny fixed. But I've been saying that for 3 years and here it is. It's still kicking, but got the old F250 in here. This looks kind of cool, having this thing here at an angle like this. Everything's fitting in here good. So bam, got all the toys put away here for the winter. We got 7 in here. If I skated everything straight and over, I could have got 8, but I only need to get 7 in here for now, so it's looking good. I'm gonna go back up and work on something else. Came out here in the dark in the back of my truck here. The other day, my friend Don, his brother had these old wheels laying out back, and I dragged them home just for displays, but they're 18-inch, these 3 of them, and they got this really wide bolt pattern. Let's see, 2, 4, 8 bolts. They're 18-inch. There's some big, they're actually clincher rim wheels. They're either a really early truck or big old car wheels of some sort. This one's got a tractor tire on it. This one's got a big white wall. Kind of this, it's an old General tire, 6-ply. Might have been some big old truck, I don't know, or a big, huge sedan, but they're definitely beefy. Look how they got 2 sets of bent spokes here. Pretty nice. I don't know what they fit. But I got 3 of these. Get over there. And then 2 other wheels. These are 17s. These are 33, 34 Ford wheels. Factory wheels. This one's got a Dunlop Deluxe on it. The big Ford pattern there. Oh, shoot. There's a rust hole in the rim. Dang it. Yeah, the bead's all shot. But this one's rotted through. Oh yeah, rotted through all the way around. They're on the dingleweeds, so I figured I'd take them for more display wheels for my tire garden. Why not, right? Can I ever had too much old rusty junk laying around? I'm back inside. I'm back working on the red Jeep. Now check this out. You notice that the door closes, and you got this piece here. This is how we kept the door shut for 40 years. With a pin or a branch or a stick or anything through that bracket, and that'll keep the door shut while you're cruising. Well, I've got the door handle functional down here. This is always seized up. I got that functional. I got to get an interior door handle. It's real easy to get. They all fit the same square. But check it out. I got the latch here, and the latch was stuck shut. But now, if I squeeze the handle, bam, that works. So, I believe I can get this functional. So the reason this is up on here is because look, the pin broke off. There's a short little pin that the door closes on here. That's broke off. So I think I can take this plate out, just weld in a bolt or thread in a bolt and cut it off and make a new pin and get the door to latch again. So that's what I'm working on now. I think I've got these screws, oh yeah, busted loose. Luckily one thing that's not completely rotted apart here. There's a floating plate in the door jamb. A little shim. Oh yeah. There we go. See, look at that. I can just, I got a little shim here. It almost looks like there's threads. Yeah, that had a threaded little pin in there. You can probably buy that, but I think we'll thread a bolt in there, and I can probably just weld it to the back, then cut the head off, and make a new pin. So what we got over here, let's try 5/16. 5/16 bolt action. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna work out. You know what, I bet it's fine thread. Might be fine thread, I can't tell. Probably is. Because that barely threw. Oh, hold on. It's kind of thread in there. No, that's coarse thread. So the pin doesn't have to be very long, so I think I can take this grade 8 bolt and just try it on out. Take a look at the passenger side. See here we got a pin. The pin's a little bit bigger than 5/16, but I think it'll work out alright. The door doesn't quite close right because of all the damage up here, but you get the idea. So let's take this over here and cut it off with a hacksaw. Damn. So we've been driving around for 40 years with the door flopping open, and all we had to do was fix the pin on the striker. That's pretty hilarious. Pretty hilarious. I'm just going to run this in and guesstimate here. A little too high. Uh-oh. Holy smokes, look at that. It kind of works. It kind of works. Can I get it back open? Yep. Look at that. Bam. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The door is sagged a little bit here. Can't believe it. So I gotta do some more adjusting. It's picking the door up. I might need to file the holes just a little bit. This cab was all wonky and out of shape when I dragged it into place, and I never had the latch operational. Yeah, the door is high, according to this. It wants to be down here. So it's I'm gonna have to file this where the screws go just a little bit. Well, I messed around with it here. I went into the hinge on the inside behind the door panel. I was able to loosen up 2 of the screws. The third one I kind of stripped it because it's super stuck in there. But I think I got the door to lean just a little bit ahead, so it picked it up a little bit. So let's see how it works now. Works a lot better. I also went and used the file, and I just elongated the bottom of these tapered holes just a little bit to bring this thing down just a hair. That kind of worked too, but it's a lot better than it was. It's not perfect, but bam. At least it closes and latches. The door handle sticks a little bit. So that's probably about 40 years since this door was able to latch. Actually, I got a picture of myself when I'm 2 years old sitting in this in like 1980. Or I might even not even been two, like 1.5, probably 2, sitting in here. And this was on the door, which tells me the latch pin was broken then. You know, what's that, 40 years ago. So it's been at least 40 years since this door is latched. And there, I went and fixed it with a simple 5-minute repair. I don't know why, if it broke when originally the garage owned it, or my uncle's father owned it, or my dad owned it. Somebody, I don't know. But now I can get right in here. Bam, shut the door, and I'm cruising. Look at that. One more thing fixed. I'll go down to my stash of square drive door handles. I'll find an interior door handle to work on this. And then I'll be able to get out. For now, I gotta open it like this. But that's better than nothing. Now I don't have to worry about the door, because the door, we drive in the woods, the door would swing open, it smashed the cab, because the steel thing with the rubber in it that keeps the door checked, that was broke years and years ago, so this door is always flailing around. It's smashed up on the bottom from hitting stuff. You'd be backing up, and the door would be open, you'd back into a tree or whatever, and mess the door all up. And I remember years and years of driving around this thing in the woods, and my dad, and be going around the corner off a thing, and the door would be like this, it'd be coming open, he'd be like, whoa, grabbing the door and all that. So I'm super happy that I got it working. Nope. So I'm super happy you got it working. That was another thing I was glad to fix on this. So now I can shut the door and drive around in style. And one last thing that's got to happen eventually is this driver's side window has always been busted. And this thing just sat with the door open and no window in it. That's why it kind of rotted out and wrecked the seats, the interior, and everything. So eventually I'll get a piece of glass cut, probably put some new rubber in this door because that's all gone, and get a new piece of window glass made for this side so I can actually roll the window up. Then in theory this thing could sit outside. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt it. It's all Herculined inside on the inside of this thing, so water could run right in and run right out. Once I get the windshield sealed back up, that'll be nice. Yeah, so good progress on the red Jeep, the 59 Willys Jeep pickup today. We'll work on this a little bit longer, and then we'll get on to future projects. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm putting out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Hit the bell for alerts, tell your friends, and we'll see you right back here at the Quick Speed Shop, working on old school Jeep projects and whatever else I got going on in the shop.